Hey Nerd Nation, welcome back to TreeTalk. I feel like every time we're talking is just a whole lot longer than the last time. So we're going to be working on that. TreeTalk has a lot of new episodes, new segments coming out soon. You might have seen Talk with the Trees drop quite a few episodes recently. Team Talk is coming back with some episodes from baseball and softball coming soon. And we're working on a few new segments, and stay tuned for those too. Now for some updates from around the farm. Tara Vanderveer, head coach of the Stanford women's basketball team, has eclipsed Mike Krzyzewski as the winningest college basketball coach of all time, men's or women's. Congrats, Tara, on such a monumental accomplishment, and let's keep getting the wins this season. Football is the first team of Stanford to get their ACC conference schedule for the next year, and their home matchups are Virginia Tech on October 5th, SMU October 19th, Wake Forest October 26th for homecoming, and Louisville November 16th. Also, congrats to Alec Iomanner and Spencer Jorgensen for being named second team academic All-Americans. Congrats to Ivy Davis for getting MPSF Artistic Swimmer of the Week, and Taz Raguer as Pac-12 Swimmer of the Week. Andrei Minikov won 2 events and broke a school record in the 200 butterfly in the meet against Arizona. And in the diving events of that meet, Jack Ryan won the 1 meter springboard and Hunter Hollenbeck won the 3 meter. Henry McFadden won the 200 free, and Rex Moore's time in the 1,000 free placed him as number 4 on Stanford's all-time in the event. And he's only a freshman. Record setting. We also have had some impressive work from Cardinal alum as well. Congrats to Maya Doms, Kennedy Wesley, and Katie Duong for being selected in the NWSL draft. And Christian McCaffrey is leading the 49ers, and Justin Reed with the Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. So Stanford matchup right there. Now for some games. So on Thursday, before this episode has dropped, men's basketball is going to be playing at Arizona State at 6 p.m. and hopefully they won. On Friday, track and field are going to be starting their meet at the New Mexico Collegiate Classic. Women's swim and dive are competing at UCLA. Men's tennis competing at TCU. Men's volleyball are playing Cal State Northridge at home at 7 p.m. And women's basketball takes on number 15 USC at home at 7 p.m. On Saturday, women's water polo takes on Biola at home at 8:30 a.m. That's their first match of the day. They will also be playing again at 5:30 p.m. against Cal, so be there for both games. Men's and women's swim and dive compete at USC. Fencing is competing at Northwestern. Artistic swimming is at the Jessica Beck Invitational at Ohio State. Men's gymnastics takes on Cal at 4 p.m. at home. Men's volleyball takes on CSU Northridge at 5 p.m. also at home. On Sunday, women's water polo plays Santa Clara at 9:45 a.m. and they play Pacific at 1:15 p.m. Men's tennis is at Texas. Women's basketball takes on UCLA at home at 1 p.m. You can also watch on ESPN2. And wrestling takes on Cal State University Bakersfield starting at 4 p.m. And on Monday, women's gymnastics takes on Washington at 7 p.m. Whew, that's a lot. We have a lot of sports. Speaking of a lot of sports, a preview for the month of February. This month is full of conference play for the winter sports, along with starting the spring sports season. You can cheer on teams that are starting their seasons like men's volleyball, women's water polo, softball, baseball, men's golf, tennis, track, men's and women's gymnastics. There's a lot of teams on our campus. So just go out and make sure you support. I know that every single student athlete would love to see you at the games, at the matches, at the competitions, at the meets. Just make sure you go out, support each other, because these are also your fellow Stanford students. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren, and I'm here with
Samantha.
And yeah, we have another athlete spotlight for you today. So just to start off, I mean, Samantha, you are talented. I pulled up the career accolades. 2-time Pac-12 champion, CSCAA scholar, All-American, and Pac-12 academic honor roll. And I mean, that's just some of it off like in the water. But, and my first question for you is, how did you get into swim? Like,
Yes, yeah. So my mom was actually a swimmer, and so she got me and my 3 sisters into swimming. I was the only one who ended up sticking with it. But yeah, so kind of she started getting us in the water early. She was a collegiate swimmer. My dad was a collegiate rower, so
Very water inclined.
Yes, we're all very water inclined.
Lovely, lovely. And out of all the schools you could have gone to, like, why do you pick Stanford?
Yes. I think I've always wanted to go to Stanford. I remember coming here, I think like right before high school and just like falling in love with the campus. And then we, the swim team had won 3 national championships in a row. So obviously, like, I wanted to compete at the highest level and then also be able to study at the highest level as well.
Why did you pick Combio as your major?
Yes, I am a human biology major and I'm also pre med. And so those were just kind of like two, like, hum bio just kind of fit with my pre med courses. And I'm also just really interested in how the human body works.
Awesome, awesome. And then, I mean, I did a little bit of looking on the website and I saw like you watched every Oscar nominated Best Picture film.
Yes, yes. So my dad is actually a screenwriter. So movies were a big part of my life growing up. So I love movies, especially anything that's nominated. I think it's so fun to watch.
Have you had a favorite Best Picture nominated in the past few years?
In the past few years, I don't know. I I don't know. I haven't been able to watch as many recently with school and everything, but I try and keep up as best as I can. I think I watched Saltburn recently, which is very interesting.
Very.
I think it's very fun. But yeah.
Awesome. Going through your article on Disunderstood,
Mhm.
your story and how you've been able to progress through it has been so and
Yeah.
I was wondering if you kind of wanted to elaborate on just really like giving the audience a little bit of a
Mhm.
into your story.
Yes. So last year, actually almost a year ago today, I got COVID and basically just like a normal infection, and it ended up triggering some autoimmune diseases. And so now I live with something called POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and mast cell activation syndrome, and like long COVID stuff. And so the past year, I've just been kind of dealing with my health, putting that first, and that sometimes meant like putting my athletics as like a second priority. But I've been so lucky to like have access to some of the best care in the world here. I've also had like super caring trainers, and my teammates and coaches have been super super supportive throughout this whole kind of like process with my health. So I'm super fortunate for that. Um, I took about 6 months off, so I'm back in the water again and like back to my first season back. So I'm really excited for that.
Awesome. Congratulations. I saw you competed.
Yes.
And how is that
Yeah.
feeling to be back?
Yes, it definitely has been kind of hard to be back, just because I feel like I'm not like quite at 100% yet. So definitely just trying to like be happy, and set goals that like are achievable and that I feel good about, and be happy like with the progress that I've made and kind of focus on like the process rather than the destination. So,
And
yeah.
then I know that you said you're pre-med
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
the autoimmune illnesses.
yeah.
Has that kind of changed anything about your pre-med, like what you aspire to do with that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually working with the med school right now. I'm TAing for a class there, about dysautonomia. But one of the things that they've kind of been preaching is that patients are your best teachers. And so I think that like having my own patient experience has like given me so much insight into like what good qualities there are in a doctor, and like kind of how much more there is just to like how much more there is than just like diagnosing someone. So
Totally.
yeah.
And then, kind of going back a little bit to what you said earlier, you said you have 3 sisters.
Yes.
So, are you the oldest, youngest, middle?
Yes. Yeah. So I do have I have 2 sisters. I'm the oldest of 3. We all started swimming, and then my middle sister is currently playing water polo at UCLA, and then the youngest one will be a rower at Cal next year. So we have a little cross the bay rivalry. So it's exciting.
That's awesome. Like little cross the bay rivalry, all
Yeah.
in collegiate sports. That's incredible.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And then, your mom, she swam in college.
Yes.
And she went to
Brown, and then my dad rowed at Harvard. So
just
yes.
the academic and athletic excellence.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have like outside the water? Do you have any other hobbies?
Yeah. I think I don't have much time outside of the water, it feels like, But I think for me, just like spending time with my friends is like my main priority when I'm not working or swimming. So I think just hanging out with the people that I love.
Beautiful. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Yes. Yes. If you could be any type of dessert, what dessert would you be?
Okay, the gluten-free chocolate chip cookies from Athlete Dining. I like to add a little bit of extra chocolate chips. But yeah, that would be the dessert that I would be.
I love that. I really. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a favorite series growing up? Could be movie, TV show, book.
Oh, um, my favorite TV show of all time is Girls on HBO. Highly recommend.
Do you have what's like the greatest piece of advice, or like at least like most meaningful piece of advice that you've ever heard?
I think for me right now, I don't know, I can't remember like the most meaningful, but right now I'm focusing a lot on like the process of things and not focusing on the results. And I think that has been something that has been really helpful. And just like staying present in the moment. Yeah.
Very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Very meaningful.
Yeah.
And then, if you could have a superpower, what superpower would you have?
I think I would want. Okay, I don't know about this, but I think I would want to like be able to read people's minds. I think I would get my feelings hurt probably, but I think yeah, that's my answer.
Do you have a favorite snack?
Snack?
Could be like something from a fueling station,
Mm-hmm.
or something not.
Yeah, I think I would have to go with the chocolate chip overnight oats.
Oh, see,
A classic.
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's always get those.
Yeah.
Always get those. What's your favorite event to swim?
Oh, okay. It's probably between. So, it's between the 200 back and the 200 free. The 200 free is like my baby. I've like always swam that event, but the 200 back has been something that's been like kind of new on my swimming kind of routine. So yeah, I think that one's been super exciting to swim more.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then, if you didn't swim, what sport would you do?
Ooh. I think I would want to play tennis. Yeah, I don't know. It seems fun. I don't know. I don't think I'd be like very good at it. I'm not very like fast twitch muscly, but it seems fun.
And then, do you have a pre-meet ritual?
Okay. Not really. One thing that I do though every night, like before the meet, is I journal, and so like that's something that I've been doing recently. That's been I think really helpful. But yeah, otherwise I kind of like to just go with the flow of things, not be too strict.
Journaling helps you stay present.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Exactly.
And then, last question. Remember what show we're filming right now?
TreeTalks.
Look at that. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Yes.
Samantha, for coming on and letting me interview you. And taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.
See y'all. As always, there's a lot of teams on our campus, and we are bound to miss someone. And we're bound to miss some amazing things that has happened within the realm of Stanford athletics. If you want to see a team or an athlete highlighted, and we haven't already, please shoot us a message on our social medias, which are listed here. Yeah. Or you can follow the suggestion form in our LinkTree, which is in the description and also linked on all of our social platforms. Thank you all for watching this episode of Tree Talk. Hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. Make sure you check out some of the Stanford sports. And as always, I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.